seat you by the fire. Listen, listen. There's something I must confide. I know I said that it'd be fun.
What's up, YouTube? It's Dax, the leader here, back with another episode in my Tips with Pros series. This time, I am joined by Goldoa Dragon to give you guys some tips about using Ditto.
Hello everyone and welcome. I guess I qualify as a pro now that I've been a part of the APA Evolution League on Showdown, as well as the GBA D League and Main League, even though that's going less well than I wanted it to. And Dax has asked me to join him here today, and I am going to talk about the Pokemon I have drafted more than any other Pokemon in format, which is Ditto. Ditto is a very interesting mon. Obviously, if you look right at its immediate stat spread, you're gonna be disappointed. It's got base 48 in everything. That's just terrible. But none of that matters except for the HP, which we'll talk about in a minute. But the rest of its stats literally don't matter because of the ability Imposter that allows it to transform into whatever mon you see on the other side of the field. So I'm going to talk a little bit about how Ditto works and why you should always fear Ditto if it is on your opponent's team, and why you should always draft Ditto if it has not yet been drafted in this league. My first tip for using a Ditto is think about Ditto as not just a mon that is one of the 6 that you will bring every week, but the fact that Ditto forces prep, meaning Ditto has actually done work before the battle has even started. If you don't bring Ditto, that's fine. Your opponent usually will bring non-optimal move choices, or a very carefully built set so Ditto can't kill them outright. Then you don't bring it. Suddenly you actually technically have a 7th mon because they've prepped for that hard and they've made a lot of sets for it, and then it's not even there. In a format where you only get a few high-tier mons, taking a usually tier 4 mon that allows you to put that kind of pressure on is insane value and very worth your time. Tip number 2. Ditto copies the other mon. That's not just to say that they look like them, but it actually makes your opponent less likely to run setup moves, because Ditto can take all of the setup that your opponent has, any stats that they've gained, any changes in stats. So if they're running a double dance Lando T with Stone Edge, you come in, you've got +2 speed, you've got +2 attack, you hit them with the Stone Edge first, and you're fine. Not to mention, Ditto also takes abilities. So Volt Absorb from Thunderous T or Levitate from Flygon allows it to switch in safely to mons like that using those kind of attacks. Don't forget, again, that it actually switches after it comes in, or transforms after it comes in, meaning that it is neutral to rocks every single time, even if it's coming in and turning into something like a Kyurem Black. You now have a Kyurem that has only taken 12% from rocks. Sort of a tip number 2.5 is just also when it transforms, you see the entire moveset that your opponent has. So you get to see you get so much information out of that for now and for the rest of the battle. It can help you gauge maybe what item they have, maybe what coverage they have, and possibly even what moves they'll have on other Pokemon. If you look at it and you say, oh, this is his mon that's running Hidden Power, that's probably going to not be on his other mon. Maybe I have a safe switch into something else on that later on. You're able to play around those, you're able to understand what they're going for, and potentially even gauge what items Pokemon will have. Alright, real tip number 3 this time. At worst, Ditto will speed tie every single time it attacks. Then again, you could run Quick Claw Ditto, and you're going to be going first 70% of the time, 20% from the Quick Claw, and 50% of the time when you just win the speed tie outright. And Scarf Ditto will always be hitting first unless your opponent is also Scarfed. Then again, at worst, it's still back to a speed tie at 50%. So Ditto, no matter what, you're taking a dice roll and you're usually getting it in your own favor. And that's actually huge because even if you are facing down something that is incredibly scary against your team, you can still always hit them before they hit you. Number 4, don't forget to set Ditto's IVs to a specific hidden power. Ditto will have its own hidden power based on its own IVs, not the other Pokemon. So if you wanted an HP Fire Ditto because you're going to be taking on a team that has a Genesect, or you want HP Ice for something like a Gliscor, make sure you set that on your own Ditto. You will get the move Hidden Power from the other Pokemon, but you will get your own hidden power. You will not be able to see what theirs is. Usually based on your team comp, though, you can figure out maybe what they were going for. Additionally, it's worth noting that you should think about what Pokemon on the other team will run the move Hidden Power. That way you can kind of gauge what Hidden Power makes the most sense for Ditto. And again, you're taking their stats, so lowering your own IVs to fit a hidden power is actually not a hindrance, it's only a benefit for you. And number 5, beating Ditto is often going to require someone having specific coverage or items on Mons. For instance, a Rindoberry Manaphy with energy balls so that they can take the hit and dish it back. A lot of times, people are going to opt for the move Substitute. Ditto will not transform via Imposter if a substitute is up. As a result, getting Ditto in when there is no substitute is vital. Ditto very much appreciates a powerful Volt Turn core, enabling it to get in after a sub has been broken, but safely or on a switch-in to try to counter the Pokemon that's in right now. Mons like Koko, Mega Beedrill, Incineroar, and others will help really maximize the value you can get out of Ditto. Additionally, being aggressive with your Ditto is really helpful as well. And hopefully you guys have learned something from this for Ditto. I personally think Ditto should always be tiered higher than it is in every league, because there's no league in which it's not good to have a Ditto on your team. Even if you only bring it to 3 or 4 matches out of a season, it's still doing so much work just by being on team preview when they're looking at it in prep, not even in the matchup.
All right, thanks so much, Goldoa. As usual, his link will be in the description, so please go and check him out. He's got some great content. Usually does live comms, and yeah, you can see from his insight into using Ditto, he provides a lot of good analysis during his commentary. So, like I said, please go check him out. But that's gonna be it for this episode, guys. Please be sure to retweet, leave a like, and maybe even subscribe. See you next time.
Bye, everybody.